So good morning, Stephen. Thank you very much for giving me the chance to be with you this morning. And I have to say, let's go back to the what sits at the heart of this merger, which is an 11 billion of investment in infrastructure to build the UK's best mobile network. It delivers massive benefits for consumers in towns, in cities across the country. This includes bringing 5G to every school, every university, every hospital in the UK. We've worked closely with the CMA. As you said, they are provisional findings, meaning that we'll work with the CMA over the coming 3 months to address any of their concerns.
Ahmed, interesting. I'm looking at your shares, and we've got them on the screen now. They're pretty unch, but they're mildly high. Let's call it that, at 77. It's been a slog to get the shares higher. We know that. But I'm interested in the reaction. The market's not saying, oh, my goodness me, the CMA has thwarted this deal. I can't help thinking, if the CMA and the regulators want remedies, then get price guarantees from Vodafone going forward and get investment guarantees. And if they don't get those, then, of course, they can fine you excessively. Isn't there a remedy here somewhere? Is that what the market's saying, do you think, that actually you and Three and the CMA can find a remedy before December the 7th?
Yeah, so as I said, we'll work closely with the CMA over the coming period to get to the right conclusion. We've made a couple of really important commitments. The first one goes to the 11 billion investment. We're ready to make sure that this investment is legally binding, and we would actually roll it out at the pace promised in the plan, delivering all the benefits outlined. We're also made a big trade of radio waves with Virgin Media O2 to level out the access and provide more benefits for customers in the UK, not only for Vodafone and Three, but other customers on competitors' networks. And I think over the coming period, we are confident we will get to the right agreement with the CMA to address their concerns when it comes to pricing. On pricing, I have to say we disagree with the fact that this will impact pricing in the market in a negative way. In fact, we think this is very much pro-competitive. I think every consumer in the UK today recognizes that there are not only 4 players, there are more than 100 players in the market offering a lot of offers. And with this merger, we bring a third scaled quality network that is able to compete and drive better outcomes for customers.
I've had my problems with the regulators on this, whether it's be the European regulators or Ofcom or whoever, for a long, long time. I think your sector has been made to do all the heavy lifting on investment, but haven't had the fruits of it like the social media players have, like some of the SaaS providers have as well. I'm sure you fairly agree with that as well. But what I did see coming out of Europe, which is ironic on the week that the CMA said they've still got problems, is Draghi saying, no, let's try and do things differently as well. Do you want to comment on that? Because, of course, you do cover Europe as well.
Yes, and I think that's a really important point. But I start from where we are in the UK today. When we look into the UK and the digital infrastructure in comparison or on benchmark with other players, even close to us and around Europe, we definitely lag behind. I'm sure a lot of people in many towns and villages, in rural areas, on train lines, we don't see the same quality we see everywhere else. On 5G, we trail behind the ranks in Europe. We trail behind the G7. In fact, we might be the number 7 in the G7 in terms of 5G speeds and 5G coverage. So digital infrastructure is really important, not only for consumers, but for businesses, for the entire economy. So it's a really once in a lifetime opportunity for us to not every day you get 11 billion of our own money without the need for any taxpayers' money to build the digital infrastructure required for the future. And the thing with networks is that we can really focus on pricing, but we also need to pay a lot of attention to the economic impact that comes out of this investment and the role of digital infrastructure when it comes to enabling other businesses to work. And what we're proposing here is transformational, we believe, for the UK and other industries. As you said, I think regulators are now looking to how do we build for the future in balance with competition, and we will work closely with the CMA to address the concerns over the coming period.